That is me. And that's me right before I woke up to a pretty interesting DM. Madison Square Garden wanted me to make a pair of custom shoes for Dana White.
What's up, everybody?
And obviously, I told them yes.
I can't let you go, baby. I just wanna tell you that.
Alright, most of you guys probably already know who Dana White is, but if you don't, he's the CEO of the UFC. When you see those clips of people trying to rip each other's face off, that's the UFC. In a couple weeks, it's the 30-year anniversary of the UFC, and they're gonna have like a big 30-year fight in New York City. That's where I'm gonna be going and giving him the custom shoes.
I don't fucking like them at all. I love them.
This shoe delivery is a little bit different than normal also. Usually I'm talking to these people one-on-one, texting them. With this one, I've never talked to him at all. I've never even met him. He doesn't follow me, nothing. Obviously, the first thing I had to do was figure out what his favorite shoe is, which was like really easy to find.
It's the most comfortable shoe for me. I love the Travis Scott. Those are all multiple pairs up there. I love everything about that shoe.
And then I ordered them, and I wish he had a different favorite shoe. With most of the shoes I do, I have like a single shoe on the side that I like practice on, and then I figure out my design before doing the final pair. Instead, I just took a picture on my iPad and then planned it out on there. I like drew out a couple colorways, and then I knew what I wanted to do on the shoe. But I also usually start with white shoes. You guys know that. I usually start with a pair of all white shoes, and these ones aren't white. So the first thing I did with these is just make them all white. It's like way easier to paint over white shoes, and sometimes when you paint over brown, it might have like a weird tint. I also usually cut off the swooshes. I cut those off, and then I make my own and sew them on later. But with these ones, the only thing really different about them is the backwards Nike swoosh. So I'm obviously not gonna cut that off if he likes it so much. Instead, I cut off the tongue. I cut off the little label on the tongue because I got something special. Let me show you. You're actually sitting on it. Boom, that you'll see later, but this is what I got, and they sent me that to use in the shoe. I'm excited about it. It's pretty cool. Once the whole shoe is white, I painted the toe and the side box with like a light cream color. It's almost white, but it's a little bit like creamy. I also found the original UFC poster, the first one ever. I don't know why I said it like I discovered something, but I just Googled it. It's right there. I took that and then I cut out a stencil of that and put it on the toe and the side of the shoe. I also don't really like painting designs on the toe of the shoe. I feel like if there's like too much art going on here and then you're walking around, it's like catches too many eyes. It just looks weird. I don't know. So I pretty much sprayed over that stencil with the same cream color. I just added like 2 little drops of brown in my airbrush, so it's almost the same color, and it's just really subtle on the shoe. You only kind of notice it if you're looking. Alright, good morning. I was just talking to Madison Square Garden. They apparently have like their own signature color that matches their logo. That's the logo. They also want me to put that on the shoe, which I'm fine with. I was actually planning on doing blue anyway, and I think it'll be cool for him to have shoes that like represent the whole event. Obviously, that's where the event is. There's also a couple pieces left in the shoe that are still white. I think I'm just gonna go over all of those and make them the dark blue. The design on their logo is also supposed to be like the ceiling of the arena. I feel like it lines up the best with this back heel tab. It kind of fits the shape the best. So I put a stencil on there, sprayed it all white, and then I also put the words under it and sprayed that with like a light fade of white from bottom to top. They also sent me a pair of UFC 30-year anniversary gloves to use on the shoe. I cut that main chunk of leather off the glove like right over the knuckles, and I was about to just cut a square of it and sew it on the shoe, but I didn't really like how shiny the logo was. I acetoned it off, and then I repainted the leather black, and then took the same logo that was already on the gloves, shrunk it, made a stencil of it, and then sprayed that matte white. This is also one of those things he wouldn't really notice unless I told him. I always think back when I gave Joe Rogan shoes, I forgot to tell him that I dyed the shoes with mushroom coffee, and I didn't tell him to put his nose in there and sniff it, which I regret. I wish I told him that I used coffee, because I don't know, he probably went home like wondering why his shoes smelled like that. Okay, then on the inside of the shoe, I cut a couple of the stitches off of the Nike swoosh, and then I slipped this little UFC tab that I made from the same glove right behind where I cut, and then I re-stitched it back on. Okay, the shoes are all done. I got them all packed up right there. I'm kind of nervous, I'm not gonna lie. I'm going all by myself. I'm gonna meet up there in the morning. But before I show him the shoes, let me show you guys the shoes. The shoes turned out good. It's something I would actually wear. I think it's like a very wearable pair of shoes, like not too many colors going on. I think he's gonna really like them. I think he's gonna like the UFC glove on the tongue. That's my favorite part. Let me know what you guys think, because I actually I feel like I care what you guys think more about the shoes more than him. which is like, I don't even know. When I land there in the morning, I'm gonna meet up with my friend Kelly, who lives there. He's gonna be helping me film the video. We also have to film the iPhone. They said I couldn't bring a camera, so I'm filming on my iPhone. It's still good. I have like a mic attached, so it's pretty much the same. We're gonna go to the UFC event, and then we're gonna show everyone at Madison Square Garden the shoes. Oh, and also they actually made a box. I didn't have to make a box. They made the box. They have like some cool wooden box that they had ready. So I'm gonna put the shoes in their box, and then they're gonna take me back, and I'm gonna give Dana White the shoes. Awesome.
This is Marko here. I don't know if
Nice
you
to
know
meet you,
Marko.
Marko.
Hopefully this is a gift that we know you like this type of stuff, so Marko does
Get
this.
down to
Okay.
it.
And he's gonna explain it
Oh
all to
shit,
you.
yeah. Okay. Those are fucking sweet.
Obviously, I know you like the Travis Scotts, so I did the Travis Scotts.
think?
Original UFC poster here, the airbrush paint. It's all
You
painted.
want it to be subtle. So
And then there's the UFC logo here, 30 years. I used a real UFC glove and cut it up, sewed it on there with the,
Fucking.
repainted it. This is also UFC glove on the inside right there.
You hear that? These are gloves.
yeah, it's badass.
Yeah.
That's great team.
That's badass.
Yeah.
Thank you. Travis Scott's UFC, 30 years, right? UFC, 30 years. Madison Square Garden on the back. And then the 30-year thing here, these are actual UFC gloves that he made these from. And then on the front, very subtly you can see, that's the original first UFC poster. How badass. Boom. Another pair of Travis Scott's for me. Fire away, haters.
You like them?
Yeah. No, I love them.
Awesome,
I don't
awesome.
fucking like them at all. I love them. Be cool this gift you've got me. You got me some good ones. Thank you, man. Yeah, talented.
too.
And these are cool. Believe me, I'll be wearing them.
Wasn't that awesome? I'm still home. I just filmed that because I didn't film anything actually before that, but I already gave him the shoes like a week ago. There's nothing in the suitcase, by the way. It's empty.